Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're trying out a new background. Can't forget to have those in there. And we're trying out a new spot in the house with some different lighting. Actually, it's an apartment, but whatever. And we're looking at a new knife, not a new knife, and it's not even this knife that we're supposed to be looking at. Let's get that out of here. You'll see that knife again later. This is the knife we're looking at. Well, wait a minute. They don't look much different, do they? Not a lot different, but they are definitely different. This is the Boker Plus Cataclyst. Cataclyst is what it's called. This is a flipper frame lock, blue G10, titanium on the other side, and it costs you like 50 bucks. And pretty dang cheap for a flipper frame lock. That's actual titanium, 440C steel blade. So let's get into our size comparison of household items. Here it is next to a Sharpie. Here it is next to a Bic lighter. And here it is next to a guitar slide, which probably was not a good idea for something to pick because it rolls. Anyway, there it is, guitar slide. All right, well, that didn't work out so great. But anyway, let's get into some measurements of this knife. This is supposed to be a 3-inch blade. It's actually more like 2 3/4 cutting edge, a little less than 3-inch blade, 3 3/4 inch handle. That rides at about 1/2 inch thick. That thickness is important. Overall height of this knife is a little bit over 3/4 inch. Maybe right at 3/4 inch, right about at 3/4 inch. It is a weight of 2.75 ounces, and it could be, if it wanted to be, a lot lighter, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's turn that off. Put it back under here. See, this little table actually has places where I can store stuff too, so that's good. Put it back out there. Size comparison to other knives. Here it is against the usual. This is the 4MAX Scout by Cold Steel, and this is the Cold Steel Tough Light. And here it is next to the Para 3. So roughly about the same as the Para 3. And here it is next to the Delica 4 Wharncliffe. So quite a bit smaller than the Delica 4, and the handles about the same in blade length. So what is it? Well, it's a really inexpensive frame lock, and it's missing some of the fancier things. It's 440C steel, which isn't terrible steel. At one time that was considered kind of like a super steel. It is titanium on this side. That does not have a steel insert. It is carburized though. There is your lockup. It's got a nice flat lockup, so it has not developed any rock or anything like that. It is G10 on the other side, basically like plastic. G10 backspacer, has a deep carry sunk in really deep, like clear past your knife deep, sunk in pocket clip with flush mount screws, and all that's great. All that's great. It is a T8 pivot, T6 body screws. It came apart fairly okay. I didn't do a disassembly in this video because it comes apart like any other frame lock. It's, you know, has really good jimping. It's kind of a clip point blade with a very large fuller, and it is saber ground, which wouldn't be a big deal, except man, this thing is stinking thick for its size. I think it is almost the same thickness as this knife right here. Like, look at that. It's really close. It's a little bit less. Probably more than the pair of 3. Probably about the same maybe as a pair of 2. I do not have calipers yet. They're coming though. They're coming. And my eyes are watering like crazy now. So measuring this is going to be difficult. I can't even measure it right now. My eyes are watering like crazy. Right in the middle of my video, but I'm going to carry on. Anyway, trust me, it's thick. It's probably like 4 millimeter. It's just under 1/4 inch. It's just over 3/16. It's crazy thick for a little teeny tiny knife. And that is problem number 1 with this knife. Way too thick. Not a great slicer. I don't have a piece of paper on me, sorry. Not going to get a paper cut test on it. It doesn't slice very good. I'll just tell you right now, it's too thick. It's a good knife if you're like into prying stuff. You could do that really well with this knife because it is definitely good for that. Although the bearings and everything else are teeny tiny inside there. I guess maybe I should have done disassembly video of this knife, but, and then the second bad thing about this knife, well, there's a couple other bad things, is this pocket clip. That little hook on there is sharp. So you think you're gonna light switch it and it doesn't work very good. What you have to do is you kind of have to roll it. You got to push on it because it's jimped from here over. Kind of reminds me of a Hinderer flipper tab where it's kind of made for push buttoning, but the detent doesn't really work for that either. And if you get even a bit of finger on that lock bar, it's locking it up tight. But it will do it. Ergonomically, you would think this thing would be great. And it's not. It's not. Little sharp point there digs into you. The pocket clip digs into you. The edges on the inside of the G10 and of the titanium are sharp. They kind of dig into you. This right up here is kind of sharp and digs into you. Like this thing's like, I don't know, sticking your hand in a box full of needles. It's crazy. It's no fun. No fun. Like I can't see doing a big long carving job or anything with it. So, you know, I think what Boker wanted to do is they just wanted to make a $50 frame lock and thought, well, people are going to jump into it and buy it because it's only $50 and it's a frame lock. And I suppose, I mean, all they had to do is maybe round that a little bit and thin that blade steel by about half, and they would have had an excellent, really a really good knife. But there's also one other safety issue. Because the blade is so thick and you got to have those scales so far apart, you can reach right in there and touch that edge with your finger. It's never got me. I have carried this knife a few times. I've carried it to work a few times just to beat on it to see how it'll do. The heat treat on the 440C is actually pretty good. It holds its edge pretty well. But yeah, so just beware. If you're gonna stick your finger in there like that and slide it, you're gonna get cut, which is also not good. The other thing that I'm not real happy with is this fuller. It's a definite crud catcher. It's like they built this knife and they said, oh, we just want to do all these cool things, and didn't really stop and think about the design or how it would work out or anything else. The jimping on it is actually really good. And then the other bad thing about this flipper is look where it points. Digs right into your finger. So yeah, just bad. Bad, and more bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. I still carry it once in a while. I'm not going to give it away and I'm not going to sell it because I don't want to give something that I hate to somebody else. Like, here, take this knife because I hate it. Here's a knife that has almost all the same exact attributes. This is the Civivi Chronic. The steel is about the same. It's 9CR13 or 9CR18. It's much thinner though. It's full flat grind. It's very slicey. It doesn't have a fuller. It's still a clip point. You got a little bit of a forward grab on there, which makes it nice. It has excellent flipping action, and there are no hot spots. Like, this knife is what this knife could have been, if they would have just maybe paid a little attention, and it could have been even better. So anyway, there it is. This is the Boker Plus Cataclyst, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My eyes are just going crazy. I don't know what's wrong with them. Maybe something from my dinner. I don't know. So anyway, get your wife and kids, turn off that television, quit letting the world influence your brain, get outside, enjoy the outdoors. Don't worry about who's running the country, because they're all crooks anyway. So anyway, sorry, I don't mean to get political. But yeah, Toad Sticker out.